Welcome back to Stock Market Tips, Secrets to Success by David Diaz. If you need to find out more information about us, please visit us at www.ceodaviddiaz.com. Today, we are looking at red flags. Red flags exist. What are they? How can they affect us as we invest? Buying on rumors. You see, I'm certain that you've been tempted and you've heard that one of your friends just got a new car, whatever it is, an SUV, and you've been tempted to change your old car, your clunker, and get the same type of vehicle or something better. That's buying on rumors. That's buying and keeping up with the Jones. I'm certain you've heard of someone, or maybe when you were younger, of getting the latest pair of sneakers, the Jordans as they came out. I remember getting them. $25 they were worth way back many years ago. Don't know exactly. $25. Now they're $300, $400 or more. So buying on rumors exists in the stock market as well. And you've got to be worried about this. You've got to ask yourself, why am I hearing this? Is this the truth or not? And can I invest on these rumors? Why are these questions important? Let's look ahead. No profits. Can you imagine investing on a rumor and there are no profits in a company? How can that affect you? If there are no profits in a company, it immensely affects you. If you look at every quarter, the companies report their earnings and yearly as well. If you remember, we talked about this in the fundamental analysis section. When a company has no profits or has a loss, usually people bail out from their investments. The stock goes down. Do you really want to buy? It depends. If you have statistics to show that once people have sold all their stocks and it goes up, then it's worthy of going up and investing in it. However, what happens if the stock keeps dropping? What are you to do? Dropping prices. There will be situations where stocks will drop. There will be lots of situations like that. And I want to show you one that I'm going through myself. I'm going through this process myself. This is Plug. Now, Plug, I invested just 3 or 4 days ago. But I want to show you on a bigger picture what's going on. It was worth $75. $75. That's right up here. You can see that where my line is and where my pointer is. Then I picked it up somewhere around here. Why did I pick it up at $39 a share? Down here, $39 a share. Because I saw the information on this company. I saw the potential, and the analysts had a rating of 70 or more on this stock. And that's why I went in at 39. I didn't bother too much to get out as the stock dropped. You can't see it very well here in this picture. Let me see if I can pose it better so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see here. So I bought probably this day right here, 39, and it dropped, went back up to 39, down, up to 39, and then around 39, and then drop, and drop. That's right. When you have these dropping prices, you've got to have a story that fits the catalyst for your investing in this company. People have dumped as I purchased. And you can see that it's at the lowest point right here. However, it's gone up $3.50 already. So that's a $3,500 gain. If I would have dropped right here at $34 and then entered again, I don't have to hit the bottom, but if I would have entered even at $31, $32, I would have had almost a $2,500 gain, or even a $1,500 gain. Is better than having a huge loss, which is I have had to start from the bottom. I was at $9,000 here, down 9,000. Now I'm back up 3,500. Is it going to stay there? Probably not. It's going to go back and forth. But the potential of getting back, in my perspective, this is it. And this is what made me to believe that this stock is possible. It took from getting where it was at $30 a share on this day, it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days to get to $70, 73. And if I would have left it a few more days, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 days to get to 75 again. And I believe it repeated it once more beyond that. I'm pretty certain it did. Well, it didn't. So this is it. This is it. Anywhere in here that I could get out, it would be great. In 7 days, it got back. So you've got to be careful with dropping prices because it's very, very, very tricky. Under investigation, there will be companies under investigation. And what do you do? How do you resolve? We're going to look at that in one of the last slides. What under investigation means. Lots of debt. Again, dropping prices, lots of debt are a bad combination. Can you imagine if there were dividend cuts in some stock that you get dividends regularly? I've gotten dividends on stocks, and that's not the reason why I invest in the stock. I invest in it because it's a long-term investment, and I know that it's going to give me unbelievable returns. But the dividends help. They're very good, and I reinvest the dividends. Unstable dividend history, meaning they start, they stop, they pause for 3 months, 6 months, and then they restart. That's not too healthy on a company. Don't buy a stock just because it's about to do something. I've done this. I've bought stocks because it's about to do something. One of those stocks is XSPA. Why is this stock familiar? It's XSPA. That's its trading name. It's found in many airports. They provide massages and a few other relaxation stations around, I don't know, 30 to 40 airports probably. However, they wanted to take in the possibility of testing people for the coronavirus, and the stock skyrocketed. We're going to look at that in a moment right here. Let me just share my screen again. And let's look at XSPA. Now, this is first, I'm going to look at the yearly because this was around June, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. This is January of this year. Okay, so let's look at last year. Give me a second. So here we go. So this is June, the month of June. So news came out that XSPA was going to do screenings, and you see it boomed. It went up here. 63 million volume of shares were purchased. 63 million. 8. But what happened? What's happened since? Look at the stock. It just went right up and down. There are a lot of people caught in this area. And that's what you've got to avoid. You've got to know that if you want to make money in a company, let's say you came in at 48 cents right here at this amount, and you would have come out up here, you would have had immense returns. But let's say you're still riding it, and you're here now at $1.79. Do you think it's going to go back up there? It's possible. But is it worth to wait that long? Obviously not. This was in March. This was in April, actually. April 2nd, it hit the lowest. And if you would have had it in 2 months, even down here, you would have had great returns. So you've got to be able to weather through the ups and downs and be able to make judgments. A stock is not going to skyrocket. You're not going to become a millionaire necessarily on a stock. You could potentially, but the right circumstances have to be going on. And you cannot just buy a stock just because it's about to do something. Although I did. I was invested in this stock somewhere in here in the $1.50 range or so. $1.48, I think is what it was, if I remember correctly. And I invested and I cashed in right around here. And then I invested somewhere in here, and then I cashed out somewhere here. I believe that's what it was, and that's it. I'm gone. I have not looked back at this stock. So you've got to be aware, and you've got to be ready to make these types of decisions as well. Need credible info. What sources are you getting your information from? Are you going to Twitter? Are you going to Reddit? Are you going to some chat group? People rely on the craziest places to get some information. And I just wanted to show you maybe one or two of those places. So give me a moment. FinViz is a place that's known for buying on rumors. Let's see if it posts here. No, I don't see it here. Let me just put a stock up here. Let's say Apple. Let's see. Here we go. So here on the right, you can see here on the right, all this on the right. This is buying on rumors. Treasury ripping. Shoulder would be, well, there's what you get when you see these. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg testifies before the House Financial Services Committee. Now, whatever's going on, that sounds good. See, that's credible information. Here is someone posting the daily update top gainers. I don't know if this is credible information. I don't think so. But most of this, is it credible information? Absolutely not. It's not credible information. So you've got to be careful that you don't just jump in just because. You've got to have some credible info. No research and no info. A lot of people will just jump into a stock and won't research it because they fear they're going to lose out on making money. They fear they're going to be late to jumping in. Well, guess what? You're not going to always catch the bottom, and you're not always going to catch the top. And those days that you do, congratulate yourself. And those days that you don't, just think about it. There'll be a next time. You will get better. Margin pump. What is a margin pump? There's going to be news put out on Twitter, put out on Reddit, or what are these other types of outlets, maybe even Facebook and Instagram and other social media that can post information. I just wanted to show you one or two of these. Let me see if I have it here. It might have disappeared on me. Let's see. So I got this morning. It says Ultimate Stocks Alerts. AT&M, our newest alert, released breaking news this morning that could be another growth catalyst for the company. Let's see how realistic this is. How do we see? Disclaimer, you should read and understand this disclaimer in its entirety before joining the website. List of ultimate stocks. Why? Let's see if I can find it here. And I will attempt to zoom in because I know that these small letters can catch anyone, can catch you. Why? Let's see, because I'd like to show you. Maybe I should have prepared for this before doing this, but I thought I'd do it hands-on so that you're aware. A lot of these companies are compensated. That's what I'm looking for here. Let's see if I press F3. Whoops, just got out. Let's try that again. All right. So if I search for find, so compen. So there we go. There we go. So let's now zoom in so that you can see this clearly. Let me just, whoops, my screen bombed out there a moment. I'm getting into it. Let's see if you can see that now. Okay. So let's zoom in. You should be able to see it there. Now, this says the publishers engage in the business of advertising the securities of publicly traded companies in exchange for compensation. So they're being paid to put this information out there. Now, what do you think about this information? What do you think? Let's take a look at that stock. Let me just see. AT&M, I believe is what the name was, but I've got to find it. AT&M. Where are you? Just give me a moment here. AT&M. So let's share that with you right now. So that way you're aware of what's going on. AT&M. Okay. And you can see the whole chart right there. It's gone up a few times, quite a few times into this $19 range. And then this is right now. This is when I just got this information. However, on a daily chart, you can't see what's going on. This is what happened. It spiked. It went up from $8 to $8.86. So people didn't believe that story. Now, how long has this information been going on? I have no idea. So let's just take a look at it on a little bit more of an extended chart. Chances are it's been going on since around this day, which would have been March 10th. And today is March 25th. So that's how long some of these pumps go for. Maybe even down here. I don't know, but because I didn't research the full information. So when you believe this type of information, you could make money, but you could lose as well. You could lose. If it came out today, nothing happened. If it came out yesterday, which is most probable, it spiked from 830 to 890, which is what I pretty much said earlier. And then it dropped. This is more credible when that information just came out. And this is the second day. Now you see it's consolidating. It's going to sharpen down and it might drop a bit more. I believe it was to the $7 range. Let's see the chart again. So somewhere in this range. So it might even just be stable right there. That news did not affect it as much. That happens as well. So you've got to be careful on these pumps, pump and dumps. You're going to get these information all the time. And maybe you can dedicate a specific email address to getting pump and dumps. So how do you benefit from this? Well, you go in here and you just put stock alerts into the search. And then you see stock alarm, real-time stock alerts, free real-time stock market news email alerts. This is Seeking Alpha. That's a credible site and they charge you for their information. But there will be many others. Custom stock alerts, upside trades, real-time stock alerts. Just be careful. There are a lot of companies pushing information your way, expecting you to jump in, expecting you to invest on the information that they are putting out so that you'd be stuck where they want you to be stuck, not where you want to be stuck. Suspensions. What are suspensions? It's good that you're aware that suspensions, as well as lawsuits, class actions, and bankruptcies exist. They all exist. How do we know that? I'm going to show you in a moment. Here we go. So the other day, last week, I was invested in Spirit. I believe it's what it was. SPRT. I believe that's what it was. Support.com. Okay, it's important to see the news. It's under here. And I saw the news in this section, right? But I did not notice what I saw separately. What happened? Let me just show you the chart first. Okay, this stock went from where? From being at $9.45 to half off down here. This is where the information either came out here or it came out here. What information? The information didn't come out on this news alert. It's weird. It did not come out here. Where did I happen to check? And this was by chance. You're not always going to get all this information. Where did I get it? From FinViz. I do not have a paid FinViz account. Can you imagine how much more power you'd have with a paid source? So Spirit, this is where I got the information, right in here. Shareholder alert, Westlaw LLP investigates support.com. Shareholder notice, Brodsky and Smith announces an investigation. Support investor alert by the former Attorney General of Louisiana. So they got three different notices of investigations. However, even before that, they got other investigation, but not much further than that day. So you have Halper, sad day, announces investigation. When you go back to TD Ameritrade, where I was, so hold down a second, so I can show you here. That information didn't come up here. I do not know why. That is completely unbelievable. However, that happens. But another way that you can search for this information, which I have done in the past, is doing this. What's the name of the company? Support.com. So you go up here and do lawsuits, support.com, and let's see what happens. Class action lawsuit. Let's see, Elmiron Patients. Okay, so it didn't come up here. Support.com Inc. Let's see if that's comes up. Okay, under lawsuits, it does not come up. How about investigations? Investigations. So there we have a Bragger, Eagle, and Squire have an investigation. Support.com merger investigation. Rigorsky, support.com investigation. Agreement to merge. How about class action? Let's see if there's a class action. Action. Investigations, but under support, whoops, I forgot to put support.com. How is it going to come up on that company if I don't put it in there? Class action. So there it is. Comes up as well. And one other place that you need to check. How about Hertz bankruptcy? Bankruptcy. Have you heard of Hertz car rentals? Have you ever used one of their vehicles? Well, just be aware that these exist. I remember this. March 2nd, Hertz filed for bankruptcy protection in May 2020. May 20, sales growth went into negative territory. Let's look at that, how the stock was impacted because of the coronavirus. Yes, HTZ. Here we go. It's going to come up in a moment. We've got to look back at a full year in order to be able to see what we're talking about. As my computer generates, we can see down here, Hertz secures $4 billion commitment for fleet financing. This was last year. News on Hertz Global Inc. now under HTZ GQ. Q is usually letters that are added. So it's trading under GQ. It means something. I don't know exactly what it means. Hertz Global Holdings. Okay. So now they are trading here, and the information is not listed quite accurately. However, last March 2020, it was at $9 a share, and it dropped to 40 cents a share. And it remained in that under $1 range straight through. That's right, except for this period right here. This is when it spiked, and then it just dropped again. And people don't seem to have believed its story. So you've got to be careful with these bankruptcies. You can see that it's flat. Now, if we look at the past 3 years of performance, you can see, look at that, 20s, right in there, 20s. And then all of a sudden, when was this? February 24th of 2020, last year, it just dropped. It went from 20 all the way to 40 cents. So you've got to be careful about these dropping prices. You have to be careful. This is one of those examples. Where do you catch this? Where do you catch this falling knife? How do you catch a falling knife? It's easy to catch. You can catch it anywhere in here, in here, in here. But what happens if it keeps falling? You've got to be careful on these nosedives. You see there? Hertz stock nosedives as bankruptcy exit plan threatens to wipe out holders. Sure enough, it's already at $1.23. How much more down can it go? It can. It can. They could do a reverse split if they wanted to. I'm presuming. This is a type of information you need to be aware that exists and can affect you. Buying on rumors, having zero profits, dropping prices, under investigation, lots of debt, dividend cuts. Don't buy stock just because of something. No research, no info, margin pumps, suspensions, lawsuits, class action, bankruptcies. These are all potential red flags. Are you ready to avoid them? Are you ready to accept the challenge and be aware that rumors and red flags consist in you being able to challenge and question whatever information is being presented to you? This is Stock Market Tips, Secrets to Success by David Diaz.